What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. I hope that you guys are enjoying your weekend. Jay-Z's accuser has now come forward to NBC News acknowledging that she has some inconsistencies in her allegations. I'll let you guys hear this clip. It's about 5 minutes long, and then I'll give my commentary at the end because this is a mess.
You should always advocate for yourself and be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did run your life.
A 38-year-old mother from Alabama who has filed a lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z of raping her when she was 13 years old is speaking out to NBC News for the first time. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet. But it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close.
An NBC News review of her account found inconsistencies with her allegations. She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000 to catch a glimpse of her favorite celebrities.
You weren't scared to be all alone?
No, with having autism is like feeling like you live your life in a shatterproof juggle ball. The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out.
In addition to having autism, the woman says she suffered a head injury. The night of the 2000s VMAs, she says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive. Her attorney provided NBC News with the name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs's limo driver who offered her a ride to an after party.
I stumbled upon Diddy's driver who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
She went to a White House, she says, where she spoke to musicians Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo because, I have about his tattoo that's the Last Supper because I have a religious background. So it was just something to talk about.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative of the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at the time. At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter took turns raping her while a female celebrity watched.
JC comes in and rapes me. He at that point I was fighting, trying to get away from him, and he put his hand over my mouth and told me to stop it, cut the
After the alleged rape, she says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up and drove her home.
We rode home in silence. He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where I was.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. Quote, "I felt like I would remember that, and I don't. I have a lot going on, but that's something that would definitely stick in my mind," he said. When we asked the woman about the contradictions in a phone interview on Friday, she said that she stands by her statements. "I have made some mistakes," she said. "Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me." The inconsistencies in her account of an incident alleged to have happened 24 years ago does not necessarily mean the allegations are false. The accuser's attorney, Tony Busby, said, "Because we have interrogated her intensely, she has even agreed to submit to a polygraph. This has been extremely distressing for her, to the point she has experienced seizures and had to seek medical treatment due to the stress." In a statement to NBC News, Sean Carter said this incident didn't happen, and yet he filed it in court and doubled down in the press. "True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory."
Is any part of you scared coming out against such powerful people?
Yeah, I'm scared of what could happen, but I'm more afraid of letting it eat me alive from the inside out than I am of being chastised by their fans.
All right, Chloe Malas joining us now live. Chloe, we just heard a very strongly worded statement from Jay-Z. What else are you hearing from him and his team?
Yeah, so his attorney said that they're going to ask the court to, quote, dismiss this frivolous case. And also moments ago, we heard from Diddy's legal team, and I want to read you some of what they said. They said, quote, this is the beginning of the end of this shameful money grab. And remember, he remains behind bars at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, and his criminal trial begins in May.
All right, very thorough reporting there, Chloe. Thank you so much for that.
Okay, so I don't know about you guys, but the young lady in question, to me, she sounded like she had maybe some cognitive delays. Again, I'm not trying to diagnose her through this interview. It's only about 5 minutes long, but I will say that her father said that he didn't remember it. They are having all kind of inconsistencies in her story. And just listening to her talk, NBC, of course, it was just a shadow figure, so that's why I didn't put a shot up. They were hiding her identity. But just listening to her speak, and she did acknowledge that she's on the spectrum, she's autistic. And I'm not one to disbelieve victims. Typically, I always try to at least hear what someone has to say, because a lot of times, too often, actually, victims are diminished and dismissed when they are telling the truth. So I'll say this, I'm hoping that this young woman can get the help that she needs, because she says that she does remember something happening. She doesn't want it to eat her alive from the inside out. Those are her words. So I hope that she has access to a therapist that can help her heal. Whether or not this happened, or, according to her memory, she believes it to be true. And it sounds like, that she's struggling. Like I said, I don't know if this is the case that happened. Do I believe it personally? I'm having a hard time believing it. Again, she said that she has some inconsistencies with her story. So I'm glad the NBC News had the journalistic integrity to hear her out, but also, put out that she does say that she had some inconsistencies. And when they asked her father, he said that he didn't remember it either. So I'm having a difficult time believing, or not necessarily believing, but I'm having some trouble with this one. Like I said, the young woman, she sounds like she may have had some, like she said, some inconsistencies. I'll leave it at that, right? I don't ever want to diminish someone's truth. I feel like a lot of people are struggling with mental health issues, and a lot of times traumatic events, whether it's in regards to this or not, can have catastrophic impacts on people's memories and their brain functions. So I hope that she will be able to get the help that she needs. And I hope that, her father can, if he's still a part of her life, which it sounds like that he is, can help her to see a good therapist. And I feel like Tony Busby and the rest of, I don't know if her legal team or whoever's, but they probably felt like Jay-Z was just going to lay down and pay whatever lump sum that they were trying to get from all the rest of the celebrities that were, in the whole catch and kill aspects of being on Diddy's tapes or being present at his parties. I just made a video about Will Smith speaking up, saying that he was not present at the parties, or at least at the freak off sessions. Again, only he knows, only Diddy knows. And I'm sure that whoever has those videotapes seized by the federal government, they know. But this young woman, she said that she has some inconsistencies. And to be honest, it was 24 years ago. But the fact that she was, 13 years old by herself at a VMA after party, like all these things just really, it's just, I just, they lead you to ask a lot of questions. So, and what's even more unfortunate is, these type of allegations have had horrific and detrimental, cause and effects where, the whole city of Rosewood in Florida was essentially burned down because one woman lied and said that, she was essayed. And that's been a pattern throughout this nation's history. So if this is not true, I am glad that Sean Carter is fighting back. And I am glad that he's, stepping up and saying, listen, if that's the case, we're going to go to court. Let's go to war. Because I have my name, my brand, my family to protect. The NFL, Roger Goodell, whatever his last name is, said that he's not going to part ways with Jay-Z over this. That, he doesn't necessarily believe the allegations. And the young woman, she said that she has some inconsistencies, which this is almost a quarter of a century. I'm sorry. Y'all know I'm sleepy. A quarter of a century, 25 years. It's next month is going to be 2025. She waited 25 years to speak out. It just, there's a lot of, like she said, inconsistencies, the questions that I have in regards to this whole case. Like, why was Jay-Z named? Why did she wait so long? Why does her father not remember her being out? Let me tell you something. I'm not a parent, but if I have a 13-year-old child, some would even argue, especially a daughter who is out late or, overnight. Because at 13, aren't you like in the 8th grade? I'm just saying. Like that's 8th. I remember I was 8th, transitioning into the 9th grade at 13 because I graduated high school early. I graduated, at 17. But still, that's way too young to be out, anywhere past 9, like you want your kids to have a social life, but not at 13. The year before you're 12, that's, you're an adolescent, you're a very young teen. You're just now learning, your body is going through puberty still. That's way too late to be out at anybody's party, let alone some after party in a mansion and all of these things. It was a very elaborate story. I'll say that's very elaborate story 24 years later with, like she says, she acknowledges that there's some inconsistencies. So I'll keep you guys updated on this story, but let me know what you think. I feel like Diddy's case is bringing forth a lot of people wanting to talk about, past indiscretions and, possible past violations. And again, there's a place for that, right? And it's on a therapist's couch. And I'm not even trying to be funny, but I feel like this young woman definitely is in desperate need of a good counselor. She sounds like she's in a lot of pain. But there's a reason why that story has so many inconsistencies, and her father doesn't believe any of it. I'm sure my mom, my father's passed, but I'm sure my mom remembers all the time that I was out in high school. And I was not out at 13. But at 15, 16, 17, me and my friends, we kicked it and did our thing. It was never anybody's mansion or VMAs or whatever. I kept it local, kept it cute. But, there wasn't any like police involved. But I'm sure my mom could probably be like, yeah, I remember when she was out there, young and having fun with her friends or whatever. But being at 13, I remember there's some upperclassmen, they threw a party and they actually put, my face on one of the flyers. And one of the older girls, I think she was a senior when I was a freshman, but she was like mad that I didn't come to the party. And I didn't even know that my face was on the flyer until she told me that, you know, and maybe I was like on punishment at that time. I don't know. But I was thinking to myself, like, I'm a freshman. I wasn't going to go to a party with seniors anyway. I was flattered that she put my face on the flyer. And I was confused as to why she was upset because she didn't even ask me. I guess she just expected me to be there, to be flattered, which I was, but to show up, which I was not. So anyway, you guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk with you in the next one. Take care, aces. Bye.